Hello friends, welcome. My name is Kelsey and I put together motherhood and homemaking videos on this channel. I am so glad that you were able to join me for this part of your day. I've been super excited to put this video together. Over the years, my desire to live more of a minimal lifestyle and just not have as much stuff has really grown and developed, and I've tried to kind of look around and have a good understanding as far as what I needed to keep in my life and what really wasn't necessary. I don't want to have a lot of stuff. It really weighs you down to have too much stuff. Clutter was something that always stressed me out, and I just have really loved taking a more minimal approach to my life and to my stuff, because ultimately in this world, the stuff is not what we're going to take with us. It's not the stuff that matters after you die, and it's not the stuff that matters while we're living here on earth. So in order to put my focus on the right things, really decluttering my life was very important. And it's just been a great learning experience, a great process that I have enjoyed. So bearing that in mind, one of the main areas that needed work in my life was my wardrobe. So with that in mind, I have been trying to be more intentional about what I hold on to and what I get rid of as far as my wardrobe is concerned. And so that's just kind of been a learning process for me along the way. I've looked around at a lot of different blogs and websites and YouTube videos, just trying to find lists and reasons to hold on to or get rid of certain items. It really gave me a lot of inspiration when I felt like I needed to declutter. And I love those lists of like the 10 things you need to throw out right now, you know, those types of things. I always loved that. So it was really helpful to really search and find these different lists and things that gave me reasons to consider getting rid of certain items in my home. And the problem with that, though, is I really did a lot of looking around. I've done a lot of research and stuff, and I never found a very complete list, especially when it came to clothing. It was always good stuff here, good stuff there. I was never able to find a really well-rounded list when it came to my wardrobe. So that's what I hope this is for you, is just a well-rounded list if you are looking to minimize your lifestyle, declutter, just simplify. So this is a list I've compiled of 15 reasons that you may want to consider getting rid of a piece of clothing. So with those fresh new eyes, let's open up your dresser drawer in your closet and take a look. So first, as we get started, I just want to mention that if you are completely satisfied with the amount of clothes that you have in your closet, if you know that you use everything, I don't want to create discontentment in what you should get rid of. And that's the thing too. There's discontentment for desiring to have something, but there's also discontentment with what you own and just trying to get rid of just for the sake of getting rid of something. You need a good reason for it. This list hopefully will serve as those reasons, but like I said, if this is an area that you really don't feel needs work, then this video probably isn't for you. But for all of those of you who are like me and just recognizing that need to simplify, minimize, you're recognizing maybe that there are pieces of clothing in your closet that you just don't reach for anymore, that you don't like, but you need some help to kind of get motivated to get rid of them, this is the reason that I made this video. As I was growing up, I really hated shopping for clothes. I hated spending money on clothes. I did not enjoy getting dressed in the morning. I didn't take any joy in finding pieces of clothing that looked good on me. I had no concept of good styles on me. I didn't know what kind of clothes that I liked and what fit well with my lifestyle, and I just didn't understand body type or different colors that would look good or not good on me. And so that's just been something that I've been learning and coming to understand through the years. And now that I'm gaining an understanding, that's really helped me take more joy out of picking out pieces of clothing to wear and taking joy in what I keep and having no regrets in getting rid of things. And it also helps in knowing what I can say no to, because I already understand what looks good on me and what does not. It is really important to know the styles and things that look good on you, and even more importantly to know what is your own style, because there could be something that fits well with your body type, but it doesn't matter, it's not your style and you don't like it. So what's the point in keeping it? All right, so I've rambled enough. 15 reasons that I believe you should consider getting rid of an item of clothing. Reason number 1, is it in good shape? This one is pretty basic, but it was still one that I needed to hear. Does it have any tears? Is it stained? Is there anything on this piece of clothing that would give you reason to maybe say it's time to say goodbye? Number 2, does it fit? Again, another basic one, and I want to start out with these basic ones so that we can kind of get to the more complicated stuff, but does it fit you? If it doesn't fit you, why are you still holding on to it? Number 3, do you like it? Now, this one may be a little more complicated to answer, or may feel like it's a little more complicated to answer, but it can be quite simple. When you go into your closet, do you reach for it? Or do you always pass it over for something else? It's pretty telling. Number 4, do you already own something similar? So there are reasons sometimes that you need multiples of an item. If you already have something similar and you really don't have any need for multiples, then keep the one you like or the 2 that you like and get rid of the rest. Number 5, if you do need multiples of that item, do you have too many of that type? For example, I have a bunch of tights and leggings and stuff, and really going through that was important. I use multiple pairs of leggings. However, I had more than I needed. So with that, sometimes you feel like, well, I do need, I work out a lot and I need so many pairs of leggings or so many tops, but do you really need as many as you have? So look in there and reevaluate as far as how many do you really need for your day-to-day use. 6, is it comfortable? And this one you've probably heard so many times, the buying those shoes that you just love the look of, but they don't feel good, and no pain, no gain. But this does not and should not apply to your wardrobe, and especially not your shoes. So kind of try and evaluate that when you put something on, even if it fits the way that you think it should. If it's not comfortable, you're not going to keep reaching for it. Number 7, is it good quality? This really does make a difference, and this is sort of subjective as far as what you would see as good quality or not, and what you're willing to hold on to, because I have some pieces, like I don't feel the need to have good quality in all my clothes. Like it doesn't have to be this top quality. I'm a thrift store shopper and a clearance rack person, so I'm not going to criticize inexpensive clothing. However, if you were looking for a reason to get rid of a piece of clothing, particularly if it's something that you have multiples of, look at the quality, because that really will make a difference as far as how it looks on you, how it fits and all that. It really does make a difference in the overall appearance of the piece of clothing. Violet's having sort of a rough day, so I had to get her up from her nap early, and she's playing beside me right now, so if you hear a little bit of that background noise, that is just Miss Violet having fun. So number 8, are you able to wear it often? And it's okay to hold on to something for a special occasion here and there. However, if you are really struggling to find a scenario in which you would wear this particular item of clothing, it may be just time to let it go. Number 9, does it fit your lifestyle? Now, just think about the types of things that you do on a daily basis. If you are like a stay-at-home mom, do you really need a lot of business attire in your closet? You get the idea, but just kind of think of what you do regularly, and does the amount of clothes that you have fit that lifestyle, or do you have too much that just may not apply to you anymore? Number 10, is it appropriate for your age? Now, I mean, really, you can wear whatever you want and rock it. However, this is something that you may want to take into consideration. Frugal me for years held on to these items of clothing that just didn't really fit a woman in her late 20s. Like, just sometimes you hold on to something because it still works and you still kind of like it, But when I was looking at my wardrobe with fresh eyes, I realized, some of this stuff is actually a bit young for me. And so that was just another good reason to just try and look at your wardrobe with new eyes. Is this appropriate for my stage of life right now? Number 11, does your significant other like how you look in it? Now, this one may not apply to you, you may not care, but for me, I really enjoy wearing something that I know my husband thinks I look good in. And honestly, this has caused me to keep clothes, like hold on to clothes more than it has given me reason to get rid of them, because I'll be thinking of getting rid of something and my husband will be like, well, but I like how you look in that. So this may not be helpful to you at all, but it's another good thing to look at if you're trying to come up with reasons to part with a certain item of clothing. Number 12, is it your color or style? You may like the color and not the style, or vice versa. That's kind of goes along with figuring out what your style is. That's something that I am going to cover in my next video. But just looking at what colors you like and what styles you like, and just kind of weeding through the things that don't work anymore. Number 13, does it work with your body type? Again, this is something that I will be covering more in detail in the purge process part 2. Really just understanding what looks good on you is very important for figuring out what to hold on to versus what to let go. Number 14, are you keeping it because it goes with a certain item of clothing in your closet? If you're holding on to an item only because it goes with one or two pieces, maybe it goes along so well and just every time you wear them together, it's just perfectly coordinated. But when you're trying to be more minimal and simple, is it really worth keeping an item of clothing when you can only wear it with this other item? It's, in my opinion, not worth it. And that's something that you'll have to decide for yourself. All right, we have reached reason number 15. Is this an item that has been in question for multiple clothing purges? I had several pieces of clothing that I just was on the fence about. I didn't have a real set reason for getting rid of it, but I kept coming back to it. Every time I was trying to go back through my closet and get rid of something, I would look at it and hold it and be like, maybe, no, and I'd just be on the fence about it. If this keeps happening to a certain item of clothing in your closet, maybe it's time to let it go. All right, well, we've reached the end of this video. I hope that this list was very helpful for you and just a practical look at getting rid of and simplifying items in your wardrobe. Part 2 of this video will be the purge process, looking at it literally from how I have made these decisions with my specific pieces of clothing. So I've had a lot that has come and gone over the years, but I have a large pile of clothing that I've held on to just for the sake of walking through with you all how I made my decision based on this list that I just gave you, how I decide what to hold on to, what to get rid of. And so we'll be going through my my pile of clothes that I have said goodbye to and just applying this list that you just heard practically. So keep your eye out for that video, and if you want to be notified as soon as I post another so you don't miss any of this content, you can go ahead and hit the bell button. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. That really lets me know that you enjoy this content and more like it. And leave a comment to let me know you stopped by. I'm so grateful that you spent part of your day with me on this side of the internet. I will see you all in the next video.